This complete starter guide includes getting all of the items that you need for the quests, what quests to complete and in what order, how to get to each area and maps to make it easier to follow. The strategy will simply get you to bracket 3 in under 2 hours. I've tweaked my original method as we now have unlimited run, as well as access to the fairy rings, so it's much faster and I've cleared up a few sound issues that I had. If you start out in Tutorial Island, ask Skippy to be teleported straight to Lumbridge, and from here we want to go a little bit east to the combat tutors, right click on them and select Claim, which will give you the Drayman staff, and that is required to use the fairy rings. Then head into the graveyard and speak to Nigel and ask to be teleported to the Gnome Stronghold. Head southwest from here and up the stairs to use the bank, where we want to open our starter pack. Choose whichever sigil that you want. It doesn't matter what one you pick for this strategy, or indeed what quest line you decide to unlock in each bracket, so just pick whatever's going to be better for your long term plan. Activate your sigils and bank absolutely everything, and then go back down the stairs and east to the agility course. With boosted rates, all you need to do is 10 laps here to reach 25 agility. Once you have that, you can then head north and go to the large tree and speak to the king to start the Grand Tree quest. You then want to head south and leave the stronghold, then east and north to head over to the Waterfall and start the Waterfall quest. Before you start this quest, click the X in the top right corner on the current quest that is open, which is the Grand Tree, and Runelight will pick up the Waterfall quest as soon as you speak to her. After you've started it, open the gate and board the raft, then go through all of the chat options with the child, before finally clicking on the rock here and you'll be taken downstream. From here, head into the building just to the west and head upstairs and search the middle bookcase. Make sure to read the book first and then you can drop it in home telly. Go through the Lumbridge Castle and out the west side and continue all the way west into Draenor. Here, you want to take your GP out and buy as many wines as you can, preferably if you can a full inventory. Many shops restock faster this year, so we may be able to just close the shop and reopen it, which will restock it, which is what happened in All Stars. Once you've done that, take out of your bank your starter staff and bronze axe, plus 10 food and speak to Diango to buy a chronicle and 6 teleport cards. After that, head west over to Port Sarim, and in the northwest corner is Betty's magic shop. We want to buy 300 mind runes, 300 water runes and 12 earth runes, plus a wizard's hat for +2 magic bonus. I have an extra air staff of mind runes in my inventory just because I don't have a starter staff to do this guide with. From here, head to the southernmost dock and use the charter ship over to Port Gazard. Leave the boat and head south to Hazelmere. We're currently doing 2 quests at the same time, and the next part is from the Grand Tree quest. Click the X in the top right corner, which will be showing Waterfall quest, and then select the Grand Tree to open it. Just before you get to Hazelmere on the next part, there are some spiders here with a max hit of 7. Don't take any chances with 10 HP, as you'll lose so much time coming back, it's really not worth the risk. So if your health drops below 7 HP, just use some food. After you've spoken to Hazelmere, go back down the ladder and head northwest towards the Tree Gnome Maze, but also cut 6 logs on the way. The next part of the quest is again the Waterfall, so click the X in the current quest and then select the Waterfall quest. Once you're at the maze and you have 6 logs, go through it until you come to the ladder and then go down it. Things in here don't hit as hard, but again, don't take any chances, so if you fall below 5 HP, just heal up, and we can always get some more food later if needed. Grab the key on the east side here and then go through the gate on the west side and speak to Glariel to get a pebble. Once you have it, you can head back up the ladder you came and a little bit west and squeeze through the railings, then head east to speak to the king. We'll now be doing 1 quest at a time, so it's much easier from here, starting with the Gnome Village. So again, cancel the current quest in the top right corner and speak to the king, and it'll automatically bring up the Gnome Village quest. You just need to follow the guide now to complete this quest, but whilst you're running around the battlefield, make sure to attack or kill a few things to gain a few HP levels. Your starter staff has 500 casts and will only be using maybe 100 casts or so, so if you're unconfident questing at low HP, you can even spend 5 or 10 minutes just to get 20 HP if you prefer. The boss in this quest can be safe spotted like this, but he does max hit for 10, so again, keep your HP up at all times, and it's going to be absolutely packed here, so it's quite difficult to see exactly what's happening sometimes. Quests are including a 10 times multiplier, so completing this will get you straight to 51 attack and give you an amulet with +13 to stab, slash and crush defense. It'll also give you access to the spirit tree and allow us to move around the map much easier. To use it and select option 2 to the Tree Gnome Stronghold and then head north. We'll now be picking up the Grand Tree quest again, so select it in Runelight and complete it in full. Just in case you've never safe spotted this boss before, you use this area here just at the side of the ladder, getting the boss stuck and you can easily safe spot it. The quest reward from this will get you 48 agility as well as 60 attack, plus gives you access to the spirit tree in the Gnome Stronghold, and we want to use that straight away, so head south to it. At the tree, select option 3 to go to the battlefield, and from here run northeast to the RD General Store. You want to buy 1 ball of wool and 1 rope before heading north to the bank. At this point, bank everything and take out 10 pieces of food, your rope, chronicle, pebble, 6 air runes, 6 earth runes, and 6 water runes. If you're low on food at this point, you can also buy more up in Sears Village Pub, which sells stews for 20 GP each and heals 11. Once you're ready, you can click on the Waterfall quest in Runelite to continue that one and go up to Galariel's tomb. At this point, you need to drop your runes outside, and in Deadman, players can see anything you drop apart from food immediately, so I personally tend to go up the ladder nearby and drop my runes up there so no one else can see them. If someone does steal your runes, there's some extra in the bank just in case, so after you've done the next part, just head back to the bank, grab your spare runes, and then come back. In the tomb, there are some level 84 moss giants that can hit 13s, and at this point you should have over 20 hit points, but still be a little bit careful here. After you've completed the quest, it will get you 64 attack and 53 strength, and you'll be combat level 43 with about 15 minutes of PvP protection left. The next quest we want to complete is Monkey Madness, but first we need 43 for protection prayers. Use your Chronicle teleport and head north to the general store. Here, we want to sell our diamonds and mithril seeds from the last quest, but don't sell your gold bars, whatever you do, as we need them for the next quest. With the 2,000 to 3,000 GP you get from that, go a little bit northwest and buy a Staff of Air from Zaf, and then head over to Edgeville Bank. Here, take out 10 pieces of food, your Air Staff, Mind and Water Runes, as well as your Chronicle, then you can either kill green or blue dragons. Whichever you choose, we also need about 10 defense levels, but I get 15 just to be safe, so train magic gaining defense XP at this point. To kill blue, you also want to take out your Drayman Staff and use the Pharaoh Ring BJP just to the east, and then run southeast from there to the cave on the east side of the island. We don't have an anti-fire shield, so be careful when picking up your bones, and if needed, get into combat with a baby dragon just to make sure you don't get hit with fire breath from the big ones. We're going to need 11 bones on average, so I suggest killing 7 dragons for 14 bones, as we get double the amount we usually get, and unless you're really unlucky, that should be plenty. If there happens to be too many players here, you can also just kill the baby dragons, as a full inventory of baby dragon bones should get you around 43 per too. Green dragons are slower to kill, but they're on the way, so it kinda evens itself out, and to kill those, go through the Soul Wars portal twice, and the second time, right click on it and select Ferox, then head north out of the cave. From Ferox, just keep heading north through the barrier and up to the green dragons, or you can even kill the ones just east of the altar. As long as you got PvP protection left, I'd also get a few extra dragon bones here to sell on the GE, just for some supplies too. The dragon hides may sell for some GP, but at this point they're probably going to be very cheap. Once you have the bones, head over to the Chaos Altar and offer them until you get 43 prayer. You can use the XP lamps in any skill you want throughout this guide, but if you've not used them yet and you get really unlucky with the dragon bones, they can take you up to 43 prayer. Getting the 43 prayer at the altar will now take you into Bracket 2 to Hot Worlds. Head south and either run to Varric GE or run south and Home Telly at level 20 Wilderness, and then use your Chronicle and run to the GE. They both take a very similar amount of time. At the GE, sell any drops that you've got, dragon bones, etc., and buy food if you need it and some teleport runes, ideally at least 3 teleports to Varric. Bank everything here except your ball of wool, starter staff, gold bar and lots of food, but leave 3 inventory spaces free. Head a little bit northeast and use the spirit tree to go back to the Gnome Stronghold and head north to speak to the king. Once you speak to him, you will start Monkey Madness 1. Follow the guide, but during the first part, don't forget when you're at the shipyard to kill one of the monkeys for some monkey bones, as the guide doesn't tell you to do it. If you haven't done this before on a low level account, there's also a couple of things to watch out for. When running to the gate, make sure to protect from melee up until just before you reach the gate, and then switch to protect from range. When you're running out of the jail, also make sure to protect from range there too, as there's 2 monkey archers that will hit you just as you run past the guards, and it can stack you out. Finally, when killing the boss, run outside the area and lure him to near where your allies are, and they'll bring him to low health, and of course you don't need to use prayer or anything at this point, because he's safe spotted. If his health gets too low and he effectively dies, he'll regenerate a lot of health, so what you need to do is try and get it as low as possible, and then move to the other side of the arena, protect him from magic as you run past, as he can get 1 hit on you as you run past the gap, and on the other side nothing will be attacking him and you can finish him off. Our accuracy sucks and we only have 43 prayer. It is possible that you won't kill him at this point unless he is extremely low health to start with. After you've completed Monkey Madness and you've gone upstairs to claim your main reward, You can choose what to put it in, it doesn't really matter, but it is slightly more efficient to pick attack and defense. Whatever you choose, this will now take you to bracket 3. You've got another hour of protection and some good stats to make some real money in Deadman. I'm also going to be releasing a real-time version of this guide, so you can leave it on the background without having to keep pausing the video. And that'll be released a few hours before Deadman starts tomorrow.